You know, I'm kind of bad at doing these videos, because I'm a little behind again, but it's fine. I'm actually now in Humboldt. Well, and this week, this week that I'm recording, week 37, week 40 on my emails, is when I made it here to Trenton, Humboldt area, and it was actually honestly a pretty good week for the start off to a new area, and yeah, like I'm this far in already. I won't tell you how far I'm in at this point, but I love it. It's great, and yeah. So, man, so at Monday after emails, I did some more packing and all that, which was a lot of fun. We biked to it was a struggle. We were biking to the Cantwells, and since my bike had that flat, I literally brought my bike pump, wrapped it around my bag, and like hooked it, because it has a little hook so that I can actually stay on. I hooked it around and biked down and back up, and so every I think I had to pump it like 4 different times overall. That was rough, but it was a good lesson with them. We almost didn't see them because we almost barely missed them, but we passed by and we were able to have that lesson, and I told them I was leaving and all, and then we did a lesson and all, have fun with that, and then just bike back up and finish off the last little bit of packing, and then the day there, and then Tuesday came around. It was honestly a long day. It was long. We woke up like mega early, and brother, man, we got a ride up there, up to North Little Rock, because we had to be there like before like 6:30. We ended up getting there like 6:45. We were a little late, but I said goodbye to Elder Horman and all, and then I loaded my gear and we drove to Memphis, and we got there around 9:15, 9:30, and there I met Elder Hunter, who's now my companion. He actually went to Copper Hills. He graduated in 2017. He was on the basketball team, and he's pretty cool. We joke around all the time. It's fun, but we loaded my gear and drove another hour and a half, because we're an hour and a half north of Memphis, and that was a drive. Then as we were going through, we swung by the Jackson Hospital, which is just like right below us. Like, the area below us is Jackson. We went to the Jackson Hospital because there was a person that was supposed to be baptized like on Easter Sunday, along with the rest of her family, and her husband was supposed to do it as well, but because apparently she ended up getting like a hole in her stomach, literally like the Thursday before she's baptized. And I was like, man, that sucks. But her name was Lori. She's super cool. It kind of sucked. Just like, she's like, I was just really excited and all, but she's holding on and all. And then after we drove up to Humboldt and actually met her husband at like Taco Bell, and we talked with them for a while, and then we drove up to our apartment. I tried to fix my tube a little bit, and unloaded my gear, sorted things out, And then that night we had a Bible study at that family's house. Like, so Lori's parents actually ended up still getting baptized on Easter Sunday. We go to their house every Tuesday night and have a Bible study with all those people, just anyone who comes. And there's 2 other people. Like, when I got here to Humboldt, there was 5 people that were baptized already this year. So this year, this area is popping. It's like a lot of people are just ready, and it's great. And yeah, we just had a Bible study with them and just kind of ended the day there. And then Wednesday we visited a couple. Oh, that's what we did. Yeah. We visited this returning member on Wednesday who like lost contact with the church forever ago, and then Elder Hunter and Elder Cleverly, who I replaced Elder Cleverly. He's now in Bartlett, so that's pretty nice. So they knocked into him, and they're like, he's like, oh yeah, I'm a member of the church, and apparently it took like 5 years just to find his records. It didn't take 5 years, but it felt like 5 years apparently. But they almost had to rebaptize him just because they couldn't find the records. But then we also, after that, we visited someone else in Trenton who, really sweet lady, who just less active. She loves the gospel and such, but just less active. But then after, we went out fighting for a little bit. We found this guy in the process because I think we were just walking around Humboldt at the time. We found this guy who was interested, wanted us to come back. Then we got picked up by members of the Simons. I always still struggle with Simons. Yeah, but we got picked up by them and we had dinner at this Mexican place. And then we went to the church, tried to do a call with someone, but that fell through. But I met the branch president, some of the members there. And then we just came home after that. Thursday we Thursday we got picked up by another member, and we went up to one to his houses that his son's renting out, like owns but rents to people and all that. We were helping move some things around for him and all. And then we had lunch and then came back home. And then we did some contacting / finding. Kind of a lot of the stuff fell through. A lot of stuff were falling through. And then we're biking around. We come across this intersection. There's a lot of cars coming through and all that. I'm just kind of looking around. I see this lady just like in this direction, if you can understand like where I'm sitting at and then where I'm looking. I'm looking over there, and this lady's trying to mow her lawn. You can obviously see that she's kind of struggling a little bit. And I get the thought, we should go see if she needs help. And then I look at Elder Hunter, and I say, hey, Elder Hunter, we should go see if she needs help. And he's like, I thought the same thing. And that was pretty cool. We were able to, once there was enough space for us to bike through, we biked too, and then we asked her, like, hey, can we just mow your lawn for you and whatever? And she let us, and she really appreciated it. And it was about that, during that time too, it almost rained, and I was praying, like, I was mowing the back because Elder Hunter mowed the front. I was praying, and I was like mowing the back, I was praying, I was like, please don't let it rain. I do not want this to rain yet. Once we're done mowing, you can let it rain all you want, but please just hold on for a little bit. But And then we got that done. She appreciated it a lot. We gave her a pamphlet and all that, and then we finished a couple of more people, and then just ended the day. Found the person in the process, which was nice. We just did a lot of service this week, honestly. But the Friday is when our finding just kind of skyrocketed. Because we visited people a little bit early in the day, and then we did some weekly planning, and then we went up to this town called Milan, and we biked around. We parked at this AutoZone, and we're like, so we put together this list of people to contact or to try and see, and because there's no people that we were teaching in Milan. Like, it was just a dead area, I guess you can say, dead town. And we put together a list and all. Then we parked at the AutoZone and we started backing around. In the process, it ended up working really, really well, because we ended up finding 4 new people out of that, and we were just really hyped about that. We ran out of time throughout the day, but we were able to jump through. Like, felt like we should stop by this one last person, and ended up also become a new person. So that's 4 overall. And we're like, yeah, that's awesome, and whatever. And Milan is still the popping zone to where I'm at right now, and it's exciting. And we just ended the day as well. Then Saturday rolls around. We came back. Before we did some service, we did a lesson with someone, answered a couple of questions and all. Then we switched into service clothes, got picked up by some members, and we went to this huge greenhouse facility that was kind of closed, but the guy was like had connections. They were trying to get like some of this dirt and all that, and they wanted it, so we helped them get some of the dirt that involved strawberries as well. And we just loaded on the trailer, the truck, drove it, we went back to the house, kind of unloaded it from them a little bit, and then just came home. And then we grabbed a few things and made some cookies, and then we drove up to this town called Dyer, which is north of Trenton, which is like a time and a half just to get up there. I forgot as well. We did some little service for that less active member I was talking to you about in Trenton. We swung by and helped her out real quick, and then what were we doing? Oh, I think we were pulling weeds and such, pulling some weeds and all. And then we drove to Dyer and dropped off the cookies, because we thought we'd try by the house. No one was home, but we dropped off the cookies, and then we drove to the church and did some studies and all, because we didn't do studies like part of that day. Then we had a Zoom call, and then we came home and just did Elder Hunter did Collins with Jackson at Dyersburg, which is actually Elder Brinkerhoff's birth area, where his first area was in. So that was pretty cool. When Sunday rolled around, we were supposed to have a lot of people at church, but all of them fell through. Literally no one was at church. That sucked. But we did end up finding about someone who some member from Utah brought someone who they were working with and brought him to church and all. And then I met a lot more people at the church. All really nice people. They're super cool. And then literally during during that, after like during classes and all, like we get a lot of appointments that just fall through, and I'm like, really, are you gonna really do this? Like, come on, that's not cool. That's not cool. And then after church, we just gave the sacrament to someone, and then we studied for a Bible study we have in Milan, and then had dinner with them. Talked about some Bible like the Bible study and all. And then after, we went to the church and did call-ins with the zone leaders and just ended the day. And that week right there hit my ninth month mark, and it's honestly crazy how time has flown, but it's pretty interesting how crazy time works. And yeah, first week in Trenton was pretty much a success, to say the least. A little slow at the start, but it picked up at the end. Lots of service, and a lot of service more to come in more later videos. Let's get into it though. Bye.